Hello, you guys. It's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. For the love of, if you're joining me for the first time, I want to say welcome and thanks for taking the time to click on this very long overdue fall empties. I've been waiting to share these with you guys. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, you know, as always, welcome on back. Hope you guys are all doing well. As I've been saying, full on fall season. I see a lot of you guys on Instagram. I see you guys on YouTube sharing all of your fall fragrances, fall candles. Just because I have not been in frame on videos and haven't been doing as many reviews, which is why I decided to do an in-frame video for you guys today. I thought it was only right if I was doing empties that I should be in frame. But I see you guys online talking about some of the new smells, all the new fragrances. I do want to mention I do have some fragrances on like my little check-off list for Goose Creek. There's some from Yankee, of course. There's a handful from Yankee I still want to try. And then also, of course, Bath & Body Works. There's some fall scents I still want to try. And you never know with Bath & Body Works, they may wind up pushing out like, who knows, like holiday scents or holiday preview or something like that, maybe even in the coming month. So I will definitely continue to do reviews. You'll just get a lot of out of frame ones. Into the empties. I know a lot of you guys started following me this spring and summer, especially because I was doing so many vendor wax orders, so many vendor wax unboxings. I am still 100% like in the whole vendor wax realm. I love it. I found some vendors that I really like. I just don't have time to sit down and do an unboxing on all of them. But if you guys are curious and want to see like what I'm buying, what I've got, some of the vendors that I'm really loving and feeling lately, check me out on Instagram because I am doing a lot of follow-ups with the vendor wax on Instagram. So my vendor wax lovers, I didn't forget about you. You guys will have some empties in this video, but if you're really interested to see what I'm getting and who I've been trying and stuff like that, check me out on Instagram. All right, enough about that. You guys are here for empties. I've said this before, I'll say it again with all of my empties videos. These are gonna be candles, soaps, some oddball items, and then of course vendor wax. If you want to skip to just candles or just vendor wax, check the description of my video. I will have it time-stamped so you can jump ahead to whatever it is you want to see. And if you're here for all of it, just sit back, relax, and let's get into today's empties. Okay, and as always, I'm kicking it off with candles as I usually do. Before I start showing you my empties, I have two honorable mentions. They're candles that I'm almost done burning, but I do just want to mention them. I have the one right behind me, Yankee Candles Pumpkin Buttercream. I do have a full-on review of that one. I probably have about 2.5 more burns left of that one. I really liked it. As I burned it more and more, it kind of, the fragrance came out. The fragrance threw a little more than when I originally did my cold sniff impression on it. I think I did do possibly like an updated video. When I originally got that candle, I did an Instagram follow-up and I wasn't feeling it. But I've since burned it and I have a full-on review of my thoughts on pumpkin buttercream. That's part of Yankee Candle's 50th anniversary collection. That one's definitely a repurchase for me. Also, you can't see, but in that hurricane behind me is Dutch Apple Waffle. I do have a review up of that one. You guys, if you saw that review, you know my thoughts. It was very light, kind of just a standard run-of-the-mill apple fragrance. But I did want to mention I just put this in a hurricane. Typically, I won't put the Bath & Body Works 3 Wicks in a hurricane because they burn so hot. But the throw after having put that thing in the hurricane is much different than it was just burning by itself. For whatever reason, being in the hurricane, it seemed to help it burn more evenly, and I'm smelling it more. Again, the scent itself is okay. It's like a standard apple scent with a little bit of like a caramely gourmand kind of action going on. But if you guys have Dutch Apple Waffle and it's like not strong enough for you, maybe try popping it in a hurricane. It seemed to work for me. I'm actually getting really nice wafts of it right now while I'm sitting here. The one other candle that I'm almost done burning that didn't make it into my empties yet is Pumpkin Bonfire. I am in love with Pumpkin Bonfire. Again, that's another Bath & Body Works candle. If you're curious, I do have a review up of it. So far, it's been burning great. I probably have about one more burn left on it. If you like a smooth pumpkin with a little bit of like a fall cool rusticness, definitely check it out. I've really enjoyed that one. That's one I will also wind up repurchasing. So the Yankee one I will repurchase. Dutch Apple Waffle, probably not a repurchase for me, but Pumpkin Bonfire is definitely going to be a repurchase. So these are both Bath & Body Works candles. This was, I mean, this made it in my other Empties video too. This was my final pumpkin donut. Yes, I could burn this again. I could probably get 2 more burns out of it. So you guys know this all by this time if you followed me for a while. This particular pumpkin donut is an AGA2. There was some kind of like weirdness as far as some of the batches. I think the AGA4 was kind of the wonky batch. So this was my final one from like the good batch. Unfortunately, I had it going. We had company over and I was gone. So one of my family members let it burn for like 6 hours. So it kind of completely singed it. So even though this was a good batch, I'm not going to be burning the rest of that one just because it got kind of singed. Again, a lot of you guys know this. With Bath & Body Works candles, don't burn them for more than like 3 hours, or else it's just gonna like singe all of the fragrances. But Pumpkin Donut, one of my favorites this fall / pre-fall season. I would definitely buy that one again if it came out again next year. Also, here's a little throwback for you. Last season's Cider Lane. This one burned amazing, flawlessly. This particular version of Cider Lane was from last fall. This one burned right down to the end. It didn't get gross. It didn't get nasty or anything like that. I did try to keep an eye on it so I wasn't letting it overburn or anything. I did find that this year's version of Cider Lane, I had to be very, very careful because there was one time we let it burn a little bit longer than was recommended and it kind of singed it and ruined it. So again, just you guys be cautious with your Bath & Body Works candles. Don't let them burn for more than like 3 hours. Like 3.5 hours max when I burn them, or else they will just get ruined. As far as Cider Lane, I love that scent. I'll buy it again year after year. It tends to be a little too sweet, so I only maybe will do 1 per season, but it's a good classic fall fragrance. The only other 3 candles I have are single wicks. You guys know I love my single wick candles. I love using them in my hurricanes. Some of them throw, some of them don't. So I'm going to tell you which ones of these threw for me. So the first one was Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. Gotta love Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. Nice clean burn on this one. For a single wick, this had a pretty decent throw. I was very impressed. Would I buy another one this season? Probably not, just because in the next few weeks I'm going to wind up switching to like all apple-y type scents and not so much bakery. But I would obviously buy that one again. The next one I have is Marshmallow Fireside. Who doesn't love Marshmallow Fireside? Such a good fragrance. The throw on this one was not the best. I wouldn't put it in an open room. It's going to wind up getting lost. But I did have this in the half bath and it performed just fine. Not the strongest throwing candle, but you were getting nice little wafts of the fragrance. Would I buy this again? Yes, absolutely. Just because I enjoy the scent. I won't get the 3-wick of Marshmallow Fireside though, just because to me it always seems to be a little too light, but I will get the Wallflowers of Marshmallow Fireside. All right, moving right along, I have Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow. This one I figured was probably going to be a little bit of a lighter scent. No issues with the burn, of course. And it was. It wasn't the strongest. It was okay in a smaller room. The last couple burns of it, I really just didn't even smell it that much. It's an okay vanilla-y, semi-smooth pumpkin fragrance. I feel like there's so many other scents out there that are a little bit stronger, like Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, you know, even Pumpkin Donut that are out right now. But if you want like a standard vanilla light, semi-light type scent, definitely check this one out. I have not burned Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow in a 3-wick, or at least anytime recently, so I don't know how the 3-wicks perform, but I do know the single wicks are more of like a medium to light throwing candle. And you guys, I think that is it on candles. Let's move on to soaps and Wallflowers. Moving to soaps, I don't have too many to show you, but I have Pumpkin Cupcake, I don't know why I've been sleeping on this fragrance all these years. I know I've used the soaps before, and I think the room spray, but this is such a good scent. I kind of vaguely remember one year in the past trying to do like all pumpkin cupcake, and maybe the candle was a little too light, so that's why I just haven't used it in a while, but I really enjoy this fragrance. If you like just like a smooth, yummy, smooth pumpkin with a little bit of like a vanilla-y cupcake type scent, definitely check this one out. I would repurchase that one. And then this one is the All About Fall Y'all, which is Cozy Vanilla Cream. Too light for me, wouldn't buy it again. Kind of reminds me of just warm vanilla sugar from Bath & Body Works. I think it might be just a repackage of warm vanilla sugar. It says the notes are whipped frosting, sweet cream, and vanilla bean. It's just very light. If you like warm vanilla sugar and you want like a cute fall packaging, by all means, check this one out. I do think they had an espresso one from this collection as well. It's called I Love You a Latte. Had the cute little like emoji coffee cup, and it was an espresso fragrance. That one was really, really good. I did have that in my last Empties video. So if you're looking for a little bit of a stronger soap and you like espresso-y, cocoa-y type scents, check out the I Love You a Latte. It's in the same kind of similar cutesy packaging as this one. But as far as about the fall, All About Fall Y'all, I wouldn't rebuy it. It's just too light for me. And then Pumpkin Cupcake, of course, can't go wrong with that one. I have a few Wallflowers to show you. And I have one honorable mention that I don't have, for whatever reason, I didn't save the tag. So I think I've mentioned this to you guys. The majority of my Wallflowers or wall plugs are all Bath & Body Works Wallflowers. I do have one Yankee one, and currently right now my Yankee one, I have Cider House. I was able to find a Cider House plug refill. I was so happy that it came back. I love Cider House. I loved it last year, so I have that going in my warmer right now. So far, the throw is pretty decent. It's noticeable. As I've said, the Yankee Candle wall plugs are a little more of like a steady kind of backdrop type fragrance, whereas the Bath & Body Works ones, you plug them in, they're super duper strong for like 2 weeks and then they dissipate. I find the Yankee ones can be a little more light but consistent, just like with their candles. And then moving on to my Bath & Body Works ones, I have a Paris Cafe, I have an Autumn, and then I have Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. So I have like 5 of these plugged in throughout the house. Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. I found this year's version was a little, I don't want to say disappointing, but it wasn't as strong as I remember in seasons past. So I like the scent. I don't know what was up with this year's versions of Wallflowers and Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, but it wasn't that strong. The one that has been throwing like a champ for like 3.5 weeks now, Paris Cafe. I have this in the kitchen. I love having like a good strong like coffee kind of coffee mocha type like biscotti type scent. I think biscotti's in the note. Brioche. This one's really good, you guys. I always will walk by the kitchen and I just get this really beautiful like coffee house type waft. Very, very pretty. It's nice to pair with most any of the other gourmand scents, which is what I've been burning, bakery gourmand type scents. And then I did switch over. So now that we're in September, I'm switching over to apple scents. Had to have an Autumn. I love Autumn. It's very, very strong. I have this one actually going in the laundry room / cat bathroom. So I have Bella's litter box in there too. So anything I put in the laundry room has to be a strong scent. So I chose Autumn. I'm actually able to smell it outside the hallway when I walk by the room. So if you're looking for a strong wallflower, I've always said Autumn's fairly strong. So is Leaves from Bath & Body Works. Those two tend to be fairly strong wallflowers. So that's it on the wallflowers and plugs. Now, what a lot of you have been waiting for, let's get into vendor wax. All right, and diving into vendor wax. So this first one, I still consider vendor wax, even though they're like a mainstream company, but I just did a Scentsy order probably for the first time in like a year, if not a little bit longer. So I ordered a few Scentsy fragrances. So this one is Breakfast in Bed. You guys did see me do a Scentsy unboxing. This one was really good, you guys. It was just a yummy gourmand type fragrance. It was semi-strong. I had it in a smaller room. When I had it in the open room, it was a little bit getting lost, but it had a really beautiful, almost like a raspberry jam with a really pretty, like a heavy, more fall type berry jam with just a yummy kind of bakery gourmand fragrance. This is a new scent from Scentsy this season. Would I purchase this one again if it comes back next season? Yes, absolutely. I have one more Scentsy one to show you, and this one was so good. If you guys like Marshmallow Fireside, I think you will like this one. Last time I checked, I think this one was sold out online, but that was several weeks ago, so they may have restocked. This is Around the Campfire. So it's not as sugary sweetsy, I guess, as Marshmallow Fireside. It really has that like smooth, warm, embery type fragrance with a little bit of like almost you get like a singed marshmallow, but like in a good way. This was pretty strong. I actually had this in the open room, so where I'm filming right now, I usually have my candles going, and you can't see off camera, I actually have my Scentsy Fluted Shade Warmer off to the side. So when I have this going, it's filling the immediate area. So I would 100% repurchase this one again. One is one I will 100% repurchase again. I think I have an order coming from them if I'm not mistaken, but I have been in love with Rose Girls. The throw, I love it. I love the throw on these. The majority of them have been pretty strong. This is hands down the best Bath & Body Works pumpkin pecan waffles dupe I've come across, at least in wax form. So I liked it so much I got like a giant bag of it. I was really happy I did. The throw, 1 to 10, 10 of course being the strongest. In a small room, it's like a 10. It's very noticeable. When I had this going out in the open room, it was definitely like a solid 7. That's from Rose Girls. 100% would rebuy that one again. I have one from the Bathing Garden. I love her wax. Her wax is always so, so pretty. Of course, in a clamshell, and it had a cute little apple pie inlet. I did do an unboxing of Bathing Garden like a month and a half, 2 months ago, if you're curious to see what these all looked like before I used them. This was their hot apple pie. It smells like a McDonald's hot apple pie. That's exactly what it smells like. You get the gooey filling, you get a little bit of that crispy crust, really delicious scent. Unfortunately, not the strongest. And I did 100% let this one cure. So I tried it in the open room, totally got lost. When I had it going in a smaller room, it was somewhat noticeable, but more so you were getting wafts. It just was not an in-your-face scent. To me, it kind of reminds me of how Bath & Body Works Warm Apple Pie is such a good scent, but it can be very, very light. That's kind of the same experience that I wound up having with the Bathing Gardens hot apple pie. Would I rebuy it again? Probably not, just because it didn't really throw too much for me. And especially with my vendor wax, I do want them to throw. All right, moving on here. I also have, here's another Bathing Garden. This was one of her cute little mini pumpkins. I had purchased a couple of them to try. This was the Salted Vanilla Pumpkin. And on cold, I did not like this one. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I decided to try it. And when it was melting, once it kind of melted and the fragrances themselves came out, it was really pretty. It was different, very unique. It almost had like a semi-saltiness with a little bit of like a smooth pumpkin. It was pretty. This is one that really surprised me. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I would possibly repurchase this one again next season. 2 of my newfound favorite wax vendors. Now, I love them all. Rose Girls has been awesome. Sassy Girl Aroma has been awesome. But there's some that I found that I've really liked because of their throw and the fact that I'm not really having to cure them and I can use them right away. I'm sure if I let them cure longer, they'd be even stronger. But I have a few empties here from Sugar and Spice Wax Company. I think I originally called them Gourmet Soy Online because that's their website, but this is Sugar and Spice Wax Company. Very straightforward, kind of like a no frills, but they have the most amazing fragrances. They come in these little Dixie cups. So the 2 scents that I've been in love with, especially if you're a gourmand fan. There's the Ghost Munch Cookie Butter Crack. This one's amazing. I can see why they call it crack because it's like super addicting. This one I will 100% buy again. The other one that I really liked was their Butter Brickle Zucchini. Both of these amazing. I think they might have like an original Ghost Munch that was also really good. I had tried that as a sample in the summer, loved it, wound up buying these, and just will 100% buy them again. I would say overall throw-wise, the zucchini one seems to be a little bit stronger. It's a little heavier, a little more decadent, just like a really good gourmand scent, has a little more of a fall vibe. Whereas the Ghost Munch, this one to me seems a little bit similar to Bath and Body Works Cider Lane. You get a little bit of like an appley type fragrance, but then they also have like that kind of crumbly buttered cookie type note in there. Both are really good. And then I think these are just more empties of the same scents because I love them so much. All right, last but definitely not least, I finally made my way through my first ever purchase / order from Zeep Wax. I've used their stuff. I had gotten some samples of Zeep from one of my subscribers in the summer, and I fell in love. This is one of their scoopable waxes, and I have torn through a whole jar in less than a month. I probably went through the whole jar in maybe 2 weeks or so. I love this scent so much. This is their Mummy Bread. I've wound up purchasing it 2 other times along with their apple picking and along with some of their other fragrances. They also have a Haunted Mansion scoopable wax. That's amazing. It's a very rustic kind of appley, cool weather, like with a little bit of a warmth type fragrance. I also purchased their scoopable wax in Dutch Baby, which was amazing. Very similar to Cider Lane, but you get a little bit more of like a gourmand action going on, a little less sharp. And then of course, Mummy Bread. This is a zucchini bread blend, and it is just heaven. It's just that good. So I know some of you guys have followed me on Instagram and you said you did wind up trying this. If you are looking for a good vendor that ships quickly, at least so far in my experience, I know I'm not a vendor wax expert, but anytime I've ordered from Zeep, their stuff comes very quickly. And the products are great. Like, I haven't had to let any of them cure. So I will 1000% be ordering from Zeep again, probably this month if they come out with new fragrances. And you guys, that, I think, yes, that's it for me today on my fall empties. If you have used any of these fragrances, so that is my grocery order, so just don't mind them. I figured they'd be coming pretty soon. And quick cut on that one, you guys. Sorry, I actually had my grocery delivery knocking on my door, so if you see someone walking back and forth, that's why. But I do want to mention, if you guys have used any of these fragrances I talked about, leave in the comments below. Let me know which ones are your favorites, or let me know what you guys are burning right now. Before I sign off, I do also want to let you know that I'm on Instagram. So if you're on there, come find me at life, LIFE_with WITH_L. I use my Instagram to post a lot of upcoming videos, purchases, hauls, vendor wax, things like that. So if you're on there, come find me. That is it for me today. As always, I hope you're having an awesome day, an awesome evening, weekend, whatever time it is you're watching this video. Until next time, we'll see you later. And I'm going to go get my groceries now. Bye, guys.